Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. The topic of this video is double entry bookkeeping. So we are going to see how certain transactions are recorded in bookkeeping or accounting and what rules do we follow to record them. Plus how do we prepare T accounts as well. So what is double entry bookkeeping? In accounting, it is a system of bookkeeping where every entry to an account requires a corresponding and opposite entry to a different account. So if you make one entry to one account, there is going to be another entry in another T account as well. That is what is meant by double entry. That is why you call it double entry. The double entry has two equal and corresponding sides known as debit and credit. So you already know that, if you have a look at the T account, there are two sides. Obviously, this is the left hand side, which is called the debit side, and this is the right hand side, which is called the credit side. The left hand side is debit and the right hand side is credit. So in a normally debited account, such as an asset or an expense, a debit increases the total quantity of money or financial value, and a credit decreases the amount of value. So this basically refers to the rules of debit and credit, which we are going to have a look at in a while. On the other hand, for an account that is normally credited, such as a liability account or a revenue account, it is credits that increase the account's value and debits that decrease it. In double entry bookkeeping, a transaction always affects at least two accounts and always includes at least one debit and one credit. So you can say that the double entry concept means that for every debit entry there is a corresponding credit entry, and the amounts are going to be equal as well, which means that always the total debits are going to be equal to the total credits. So if, let's say, in a T account I am recording 500 on the debit side, I have to record 500 on the credit side of another T account as well. So the total amount that I record on the debit side has to be equal to the total amount that I record on the credit side. Okay, this could also mean that, you see, if I have recorded 500 on the debit side of a T account, I could actually have two more T accounts, let's say with 250 each on the credit side. So this would mean that 500 was recorded on the debit side, obviously, so 250 plus 250, so 500 was recorded on the credit side as well. This means that we're following the double entry concept. Okay, moving on, these are the rules of debit and credit that we follow. So these rules basically tell us on which side to record a certain account that is involved in a transaction. So these are the rules. So if I could draw a line here, so for assets and expenses we follow the same rule. Whenever they increase, they are to be recorded on the debit side. Whenever they go down or decrease, they are to be recorded on the credit side. For liabilities, equity and revenue, equity can also be called capital, right? So if the three of these, they increase, they are to be recorded on the credit side, and when they decrease, they are to be recorded on the opposite side, which is the debit side. So these are the rules that we have to keep in mind when we are recording transactions in the double entry bookkeeping system. Okay, another slide that explains the same point. Assets, whenever they increase, debit; whenever they decrease, they have to be credited. Expenses, whenever they increase, they have to be debited; whenever they decrease, they have to be credited. The other three accounts, which are revenue, liability and owner's equity or capital, so whenever they go up, they are recorded on the credit side, the right hand side, and when they go down, they are recorded on the debit side or the left hand side. Okay, so this is an example of a T account. This is how you prepare a T account. Why do we call it a T account? Because obviously it looks like a T, and this is the debit side and the right hand side is obviously the credit side. This is basically the standard format. We also have a skeleton format जिसको अभी हम आगे देखेंगे next slide में. So on both the sides you have three columns. One column is for date, the second column is for details, and the last column is for amount. So you have to follow the same procedure. On the leftmost side you have to write the date, in the middle you have to write the details, and on the rightmost side you have to write the amount. Same is the case here. As you can see, on the credit side you have dates, details, and amount. Okay, so this is a T account, and this is the same T account without the columns drawn, and it is called the skeleton format. Why do we call it the skeleton format? Because we are not making the columns here, but we still have to follow the same procedure. On the leftmost side we have the date, in the middle we have details, and on the rightmost side of both the debit as well as the credit side we have the amount. Okay, so date, details, and amount. So this is how you prepare a T account. Now every account involved in a transaction is going to have a T account for it, and for a certain business, if we have already prepared a T account, then obviously all the transactions involving that particular T account are going to be recorded in that single T account only. This will further be clarified with an example. So let's say this is a question that we have. Smile started a stationery trading business. The following transactions took place in his first month of trading, that was 30th September 2019. So this was the first month of trading for his business. Let's say we are required to prepare T accounts for this. Then now how are we going to do that? On September 1, Smile started in business with 140,000 in cash. So before preparing T accounts, you need to analyze the transaction that took place, and you need to be able to understand and identify the two accounts or the three accounts that are going to be involved in a certain transaction. So you see, Smile is basically the owner of this business, right? And the owner's money is basically called capital, right? So since Smile is starting a new business, he is investing money into this business. So the owner's money in this business is going up. So one of the T accounts involved is going to be the T account for capital. Obviously this is Smile's capital. And what did Smile invest in the business? He invested cash. So that means the second T account being involved in this case is going to be cash. So we are going to have to prepare two T accounts. One is cash and the other is capital. So let's do that. Let's prepare a T account for cash, and let's prepare a T account for capital. Now how is this transaction going to be recorded in these two T accounts? You see, we have already identified that one of the T accounts is going to be cash. Now you need to understand what is cash for the business. So cash is an asset for the business, and when this cash is being invested into the business, you can say that the asset of cash in the business is going to increase. It is going up. And if we go back to the rules, whenever assets go up, they are to be recorded on which side? The debit side, as per the rules. So in this case, since the asset of cash is going up, cash will have to be recorded on which side? The debit side. On the other hand, this money was invested in the business by the owner, which is called capital. So the owner's money in any business is called capital. Now in this case, the owner is investing money into the business. Therefore we can say that the capital of the owner in the business is also going up or increasing. So if we go back to the rules again, whenever the owner's equity or the capital, it goes up or increases, we record it on the credit side. So this according to this rule, since capital is going up, it is going to be recorded on the credit side. So we know that cash is going to be debited and capital is going to be credited. So cash, what was the amount? The amount was 140,000 and the date of the transaction was September 1. So we are going to write 140,000 on the debit side in the cash account and 140,000 on the credit side in the T account for capital. Okay. Now the date was 1st September 2019, so you write the date as well. 2019, 1st September. Similarly here as well, 2019, 1st September. Now what do you write in the details column? You see in here in the details column, we are going to have to write the name of the T account in which the opposite entry is going to be. So for example, यहाँ मैंने कैश के T account में entry की है. The opposite entry of this is going to be in which T account? The capital's T account. So here I am going to write capital in the details column. Similarly, if I have a look at this transaction, when I credited the capital, the debit entry was done in which T account? Cash's T account. So I am going to write cash here. Okay. So this is how you prepare a double entry or you record entries in T accounts. Okay. Okay, moving on. The second transaction is Smile bought 2 delivery vans for the business for 15,000 each and paid by cash. So 2 delivery vans for the business were purchased for 15,000 each, which means 2 delivery vans were for 30,000 in total. So now these delivery vans are again assets for the business, and when you're buying delivery vans, your assets are going up or increasing, so they should be recorded on which side? The debit side. On the other hand, the money for these vans was paid in cash, and we already said that cash is an asset for the business. So in this case, when you're paying out cash in the business is going down or it decreasing. So in this case, cash, since it is an asset and it is going down, so according to the rules, it should be recorded on which side? The credit side. Okay. So now we have identified that we have to prepare 2 T accounts. One is going to be for cash and the other one is going to be for delivery vans. Now we already have a T account named cash for this business, right? Here. So we are just going to prepare a T account for delivery vans in this case. Okay. And the amount of the delivery vans was 30,000. The date of this transaction was 3rd September. Okay. And here we are going to write cash. On the other hand, the credit entry for this is going to be here on the credit side of the cash account. Once again, the date is going to be 3rd September. And here we are going to write vans, or you could write delivery vans. Okay, so this is how this transaction is going to be recorded. The next transaction is Smile opened a bank account and transferred 70,000 of cash into it. So he opened a bank account and the cash that he had, the cash that he already had with him, he transferred 70,000 from it to the bank account. Now both the cash that the business has and the bank account are assets for the business. So since he is depositing money into the bank account, the asset of bank is going up or increasing. On the other hand, he is depositing the cash that he had into the bank account, so the asset of cash in this case is once again going down. So in this case, the 2 T accounts are going to be number 1 bank and number 2 cash. Now once again, we already have a T account named cash, so we are going to prepare a T account for bank only. Now since money was being deposited into the bank account and we know that the asset of bank is going up, so it should be recorded on the debit side. The date was 5th September and here we are going to write cash. On the other hand, the credit entry for this is going to be on the credit side of the cash account. The date is going to be 5th September and here we are going to write bank. Moving on, September 8, goods worth 15,000 were bought and a check was issued. Now goods were bought. Goods, whenever we buy goods, we call them purchases, and since we are buying goods, obviously one of the assets of the business is going up, so it should be recorded on which side? The debit side. On the other hand, we issued a check, which means we paid from the money that we have in the bank account. So the amount that we have in the bank account is going down, and the money that we have in the bank account is also one of the assets which is going down, so it should be recorded on which side? The credit side. So we know that one of the T accounts in this transaction is going to be purchases and the other one is going to be bank. So we already had prepared a T account named bank, so we are going to prepare another T account by the name of purchases only. Okay, now the amount of this transaction was 15,000 and the date was September 8. So we are going to write 15,000 on the debit side of the purchases account. The date is going to be September 8 and here we are going to write bank. Why? Because the other entry for this transaction is going to be in the T account for bank, and in the bank account the other entry for this transaction is going to be on the credit side. So the date is 8 September and here we are going to write purchases in the details column. Okay, moving on. September 11, goods worth 9,000 were sold for cash. So the business sold goods in this case, and whenever we sell goods we call it sales, and sales are always recorded on the credit side. Why? Because the goods that you have in the business, they are going down, and when you sell goods you are receiving cash on the other hand, which is an asset for you. So when you are receiving cash, the asset is going up. So the two T accounts in this case are going to be number 1 sales, number 2 cash. We already have a T account named cash, so we are just going to have to prepare a T account for sales. Okay, now the amount of this transaction is 9,000 and the date is September 11. So in the sales account we are going to write 9,000 on the credit side. The date is going to be 11 September and here we are going to write cash, and in the cash count the debit entry for this transaction is going to be recorded 9,000, 11 September, and you write sales. Okay, September 14, 40,000 was received in cash as bank loan. So on September 14 we received a bank loan. Now this bank loan is obviously a liability for the business. Why? Because you have to pay this money back to the bank. So when you're taking a bank loan, your liability is going up. So whenever liability goes up, you have to record that on the credit side. At the same time, you're receiving 40,000 in cash as well, and cash is once again an asset for the business which is going up, so it should be recorded on which side? The debit side. So the two T accounts in this case are going to be cash and bank loan. So you already have a T account for cash. Now you're going to have to prepare a T account for bank loan, and since it is a liability, you will record it on the credit side. Now the transaction's date is 14 September. 14 September, and here we are going to write cash, and in the cash count the debit entry for this transaction is going to be recorded 9,000 and the date is September 11. So the business sold goods in this transaction, and whenever we sell goods we call it sales, and sales are always recorded on the credit side. So we already have prepared a T account named bank, so we are going to prepare a T account by the name of purchases only. Okay, now the amount of this transaction was 15,000 and the date was September 8. So we are going to write 15,000 on the debit side of the purchases account. The date is going to be September 8 and here we are going to write cash. and you're going to write cash here, because the other entry for this transaction is going to be on the debit side of the cash account. We're going to write bank loan here, and the date is 14th September. Alright, the last transaction, September 17, goods were bought on credit from Jamil worth 12,000. So once again we bought goods, and whenever we buy goods we call it purchases, and they are always recorded on the debit side. On the other hand, these goods were bought on credit, which means we did not pay for these goods, so we are going to have to pay Jamil sometime in the future. So we have promised to pay him in the future. So Jamil, the amount that we owe to Jamil is going to become a liability for us, and as always, liabilities, whenever they go up, they are to be recorded on the credit side. Okay, so you could say that Jamil has now become an accounts payable for you or a creditor for you. In another video, we'll also have a look at in detail what debtors are and what creditors are. So in this case, you owe the money to Jamil. So purchases, one T account involved is going to be purchases, and the other account is going to be Jamil. We already have a T account with the name of purchases, so we are going to record this in the same account. 17 September is the date, and here we are going to write Jamil, and we do not have a T account for Jamil as yet, so we are going to prepare a T account for Jamil. The amount is 12,000. 17 September is the date, and here we are going to write purchases. So this is how you record entries in the T account. We have recorded all the entries that were there in this question. I hope this will be helpful to all of you. Thank you.